Hello, welcome back to the MaasStaple Podcast for our new season. So how are you going, Michael, today?
Oh, good, thanks. Yeah, we're actually not originally. We are back now. Season 3. This is episode 1. I'm going not too bad, Stevo, at the moment. We've had a few things happen. That's why we haven't been able to record lately. So, Stephen, how are you going as well?
Yeah, I'm going pretty good. Hitting the gym a lot more, and just about the same as last time, really. There's been a lot of things happening, so we haven't been able to record, just as you said.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
lots of busy things.
busy life.
Yeah, busy life.
Yeah. I just got a new-time position. A full-time position at one of my works, and also had to find a house to live in. Had a little few things to do. So that's why we haven't been re-recording lately, as well. So because to fit everything into life and all that. But now we've got shit back together. We're getting a bit of a rhythm happening. And why is there an echo happening? There's an echo coming. Are you getting an echo?
Huh?
You getting an echo?
Only out of your one.
Can you cover your mouth when you cough?
Huh? I was coughing to the mic. What's wrong with that?
You cough all over me.
I didn't cough on you.
Right, there's an echo something happening, I think.
Yeah, there's an echo happening on... Oh, actually, sounds like there's one on mine too.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on here?
I've got no idea. Not sure, guys. Fuck it, we'll just keep on continuing, I reckon.
Okay, I suppose.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to sort this shit back out like probably the next few episodes because we've had a lot of technical difficulties with this stuff. So we're just going to see what happens through this episode.
Yeah.
So sorry it's going to be a bit... Yeah, you're going.
It's going to be a bit rookie.
Yeah, a bit hit and miss.
Yeah.
We do have a director. We're not going to mention his name because he doesn't want to be mentioned. Why? That is really bad now. Are we able to lower down the audio tracks if that's all right? A bit more. We're still getting an echo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, there's like 2 channels happening at once. There's like that's a stereo. It's happening. Are you able to scroll down the audio mixer on the OBS?
Sounds like they're fighting each other.
Yeah, that's what it sounds.
Yeah.
Just lower it down a little bit. Just see what happens. All right, lowering. Okay. It's still not working. We'll go down a little bit more if that's all right. It's sounding really bassy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you like it like that?
It sounds all right. Yeah. I don't know. What do you reckon? Do you reckon it's too much, or?
I don't know. It could be we've got off my bassy voice, but I don't think I do.
I think you do because you're more deep voice. It comes out a bit more on the mic, maybe.
All right. Yeah. I'm probably just not used to hearing my own voice. So we've had a lot of things happening in the last 2 years, roundabout 1 or 2 years. So that's why we haven't been able to record. So Steve, what's been happening with you?
I've just been hitting the gym more. Go 5 times a week now, just trying to gain some muscle and
gain the muscle, eh?
Yeah, trying to be more fit.
Yeah, looking a bit more bulk now, which is good.
Yeah, don't look like a twig anymore.
Yeah,
which is good. Actually have some meat on me now.
Yeah, that's true.
So. Hello, welcome back to the MaasStaple Podcast. Today we are coming up to our first topic of this episode.
Yeah, the first topic. How exciting, eh?
Yeah, how exciting.
Yeah, I know.
How explosive.
It is quite explosive what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, fast. So
it definitely is fucking fast, that's for sure. So what is the topic, Stevo? What am I going to be talking about?
You'll be talking about Formula One.
Formula One, yes, Formula One. It's back. It's about halfway through the season at the moment. We just had the Hungarian Grand Prix last night. It wasn't that much people I've been talking to said it was an exciting race, but I didn't really personally think it was that exciting, apart from the start of it when Zhao, I think Gonju, I forgot his name anyway, from, I forgot the team where he's from now. Shit. Anyway, the Chinese F1 driver, he hit 2 Alpine cars as well as Daniel Ricciardo, and Daniel Ricciardo happened to knock one of them off, and one of them got a burst tyre, and the other one, they couldn't do enough repairs to get back onto the other guys racing, so they decided to cancel both Alpines. And Daniel Ricciardo's car was fine, but it sent him back from 13th position all the way back down to 18th, which was last technically on the grid. If you don't include the 2 Alpine drivers that did not finish, so it technically made Daniel Ricciardo came last. At one stage of the race, he was coming around about 8th, or 9th or 8th. I can't fully remember.
And this is his first race back?
No, race back, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then he went back down to 13th. So how he started off at the start of the race was 13th. So, and then he finished off at the end of the race 13th. He did beat his teammate, which was good. Yuki Tsunoda, he did beat him, which is the AlphaTauri group, and also owned by the Red Bull. So Red Bull have got 2 teams in the... So they got the Red Bull, and then they've also got the AlphaTauri in the F1. So Daniel Ricciardo is still actually driving for Red Bull technically.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
But he switched to a different division of the...
No, he's not in a different division. No, he's still in like the F1. So the top 20 drivers in the world, or top 10 teams in the world, are there. Literally, he's driving for that. Well, for one of the teams that are still
in the F1. Top.
Yeah,
right.
The top 10 teams. Yeah. So he's just. So he's still in the top 20 drivers in the world at the moment. Yeah.
So what made you get into Formula One? Like, what's the thing that first got you into it?
I used to watch a little bit, not a lot of it, but on 1HD, which was owned by Channel 10 at the time. They've changed the names and all that part of it now. It used to be a fully-on sports channel, but not anymore. So so I did watch a little bit of it, but not really. And then one of the guys at work I work with, he actually started talking about it, wouldn't stop talking about it. So I was like, I better get on and get into it. And I was like, it's actually quite an exciting sport. It's full of thrill and adrenaline.
Yeah, and then, lots of crashes, lots of danger.
A lot of danger involved. But it's not only about the danger that's involved, it's also about you might think, okay, you got your 20 best drivers in the world that are performing at the highest level, but then also you got other aspects of the sport, and that's you got to worry about engine power, you got to worry about how many revs in the engine, you got to worry about the tire quality and where each tire is actually placed around. In Australia, you might have your hards, and they might be soft over in Europe. While over in Europe might be hard tyres, but they're actually soft over here. Different climates change the different quality of the tyres and all that. There's a lot of aspects to it, to the actual sport than actually everyone thinks about.
And how fast they can turn and stuff too. Does that depend on the tyres?
So,
why they do the sport?
Yes, in a way, but also it's also to do how low the car is to the ground. So yeah, you want really flat surface, as a racetrack, obviously. Should be no bumps or anything like that. So and then the cars are only a couple centimeters off the ground to create more gravity pull to the ground. So when they turn, they don't go flipping like a normal car would do. The gravity's really low to the ground, so they don't go flipping over, and that's how they work, those cars.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically saves them from death and some injuries.
Yeah, how low the cars are.
The way they've done it.
But it also has its defects as well. There's sometimes on some tracks, there's a lot of shaking happening inside the car, and the drivers have to put up with it for the whole weekend. And I think it was last year, Lewis Hamilton, he was having a bit of a issue with with his Mercedes car, and it was just shaking too much, and he ended up getting a sore back from it, from that car. Yeah, because it was one of the race tracks was just a little bit bumpier than the other race tracks. Yeah,
race tracks. Okay. Yeah. So like, who's your favorite driver in Formula One? Would you say like Daniel Ricciardo?
Yes, at the moment, yeah. Well, if Daniel Ricciardo wasn't in this week, I would say George Russell would probably be my favorite driver at the moment. Then probably Nick De Vries. Yeah, and I would actually like Oscar a bit more if he wasn't driving for McLaren. I don't like McLaren, what they did to Daniel Ricciardo. There was a bit of poor form on their behalf, so they paid out Daniel Ricciardo. They had to. Yeah. But at the same time, it was a bit of a dickhead move from Zach Brown's behalf and McLaren. I don't know if the whole McLaren team had anything to do with it, but I think it was more Zach Brown had something to do with it, and I don't like Zach Brown for doing that. Yeah.
Who's Zach Brown?
He's the team leader for McLaren. Yeah.
Okay. So he's basically calling all the shots, really. That's what
the team leader does. What. Yeah, the team leader does that. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Oh, yeah, sorry. So to answer your question, at the moment, it is Daniel Ricciardo is my favourite driver, obviously, yeah.
And because he's Aussie, of course.
Yeah, Aussie.
You got to support your Aussies. Yeah. So I bet you're happy about...
Daniel Ricciardo's back?
About Daniel Ricciardo, yeah. Now that he's finally back.
Oh, I'm definitely happy that he's back, yeah.
How long was he out of retirement for?
6 months.
Do you reckon? Oh, 6 months?
Yeah, 6 months,
Damn, he got a good fucking holiday out of that, didn't he?
Yeah, good payout. So $21 million. I think $21 million he got paid out from McLaren.
$21 million?
Yeah, because they closed his contract early, so they had to pay him $21 million. Yeah, so he was just enjoying life, getting back into, like, they treated him really badly at McLaren. They gave him the worst car of the year, of last year. So he suffered from that. McLaren blamed him, but it was more McLaren because he's got 8 podiums. I think he's got. Don't take my word for it, but I think he's got something like that podium. Daniel Ricciardo's got.
Yeah,
and he did win. High. And he did win McLaren a podium a few years back in. I can't remember, but he did win him a podium a few years back
as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the way they portrayed him like that, it's just fucked, completely fucked. Yeah.
I'm surprised he only took 6 months off. Then he didn't do like a whole year.
No. So Formula One. How do I explain it? Yeah. So Formula One. So the FIA. I think what they wanted was because they're losing viewers and all that, like Max Verstappen just keeps on winning all the time, so it's getting boring. So everyone loves Daniel Ricciardo. Everyone around the whole world loves him. So they were like, oh, okay. They're like, Red Bull, bring him back in. We don't care how you bring him back in, but bring him back in.
Bring him back.
So they chose the weakest driver, the weakest link of their 4 drivers, which was Nick De Vries. Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, off you go, and we'll bring in Daniel Ricciardo.
Oh, so now he's not working anymore. That guy.
Yeah, I don't know what. I should have done more research on this because I knew you were probably going to ask this, but I don't know if he's going to be taking the 3rd driver's seat for Red Bull, like Nick De Vries, or if he's just out completely. But I think he is an Formula One champion as well. So electric Formula One.
Okay.
Electric Formula. I think it's.
Was he Australian as well, or
no? I think he's French. I think he's French. Okay. Yeah, I think. Don't take my word for it. It could be another country. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I don't really know the drivers where they're from or anything. I don't really care. I just watch the race.
Who's the best driver on the grid? Do you reckon?
You made that really look really bad. As I'm talking,
because you already answered 2 of them.
Yeah, I've already answered 2 of them. Yeah, that's right. So who's the best driver on the grid? So technically at the moment it is Max Verstappen because he's got a very good car. No one's beating him. Yeah. He overlapped cars yesterday in the Hungarian Grand Prix. So yeah,
Max Verstappen, is that young one you were just talking about?
yeah, I think he's 23. I think.
Oh, 23.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
I think. Don't take my word for it. I don't know their ages either. Yeah, I know he's in his early 20s or something like that. He could even be older. Actually, I should look at.
Yeah, maybe just look it up real quick, maybe.
Yeah, I'll have a look at it. Oh, what's happening here?
See what
yep.
See what they think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the moment, yeah, Max Verstappen because he's got the fastest car, but really it is Lewis Hamilton that's probably the best driver on the grid, but then probably Fernando Alonso is probably like if they gave him the car like all the same car that Max Verstappen's using.
Yeah.
It would probably be a different story. His age is 25 actually, Max Verstappen.
Oh really?
Yeah.
25. Oh,
25.
damn.
Okay. Yeah.
Our
So that was
age.
I'm going by 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's driving at the most elite at 25 years old. I don't know if he's the best, but he can kind of prove it as well because I did hear somewhere that he's won 18 out of 20 world championships in go-karting and stuff like that as well.
Really?
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
Max, and his dad was also an ex-Formula One driver as well.
Ah, so you already had the experience from
Yeah.
the dad and everything as well.
Some of them do, some of them don't. Some of them get like their dad owns a company that sponsors their Formula One team.
Right.
So Lance Stroll, his dad is a owner of one of the companies. He's a multi-billionaire, and he owns one of the companies that actually supports the F team that Lance Stroll drives for.
As well.
Yeah, as well, yeah. And then some of them just get lucky, like Daniel Ricciardo, Logan Sargent. I don't think
Mark Webb.
they'd rely on their sponsorships to get them into the Formula One and be really good. While Max got in probably because of his dad. Same thing as Mick Schumacher.
Michael
But he didn't last
Schumacher.
very long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Schumacher is the dad.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it? Oh,
Yeah.
the one in the skiing accident.
Yeah, skiing accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so if it wasn't for like Drive to Survive, would you have known about Formula One as much?
I would have known. I still would have known that Formula One does exist. But it kind of just gets you an insight of what's happening onto the teams and all that. But the reason why Netflix, Formula One wasn't as popular back then, before that show, because it didn't have much sponsorship or it didn't show much stuff. But Drive to Survive actually did help boost by 100% more, 150% more crowd bringing into the Formula One. So I think what's happened now is that all the official fans, like all the hardcore Formula One fans, kind of miss out now on experiences with drivers and all that there, because these Instagram influencers and stuff like that were going, oh, I can get some like popularity out of this. So they're kind of taking the drivers away from the hardcore Formula One fans that might be able to not afford to see them, type of thing. They're paying extra.
They can see like an insight into their lives and
yeah,
what they do every day as well.
Yeah, so Drive to Survive did boost a lot of people in, but I think for the wrong, but also the right reasons as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it did help bring people in, and also it did bring in some people that just there for the fame and not really there to watch the actual sport as well. So I bet you if you ask some of those people to actually go and visit the drivers and all that, they've got no idea about how Formula One works or
the cars or
about the drivers or anything like that. But you could probably ask someone that was in the crowd and used to be able to see the drivers, but not anymore. You could ask them about the engine. They could tell you about the engine. They could tell you about the car. They could tell you about this. They could tell you about that. So I think in a reason, it's brought in a lot of people in, a lot of money in, and it's brought in a lot of things. But at the same time, it good and bad reasons why it has made it popular as well.
Well. Yeah, so I just want to ask something else for you. Like, if you could go to a Formula One race, like, which one would you like to go to? Like, a specific circuit or track? Like, would it be like Spa or like, if you had to pick one, like, what's one of your top ones?
How do you know about Spa anyway?
Gran Turismo.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Racing game, yeah.
I'd probably choose. This is not my personal opinion, because I don't really know the tracks and all that well. But I was talking to a guy and he actually explained it to me that the Austria Grand Prix would probably be one of the best ones because it's got a nice view. You were able to see most of the track as well, and you've got screens on that you can actually see the race as well, because you see the cars, they go around and it's pretty quick.
Yeah, you see it for like 1 second and then okay.
Yeah, they're gone.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, so Austria. I think Austria's got one of the best tracks, like to actually see the race and stuff like that. He kind of explained that to me, but I think one of the popular ones is like LW Derby at the end of the year. You see them do the donuts. That could be another reason why. Australia Grand Prix. You get to see more of the drivers during the Australian Grand Prix, so they have like a walk down. The drivers do, so you can actually see the drivers a bit more than the other racetracks. They've all got their advantages and disadvantages and all that kind of carry on. They've had one, I forgot where it was, but you couldn't really see any of it. It was through the streets in one of those Arab countries. And I don't think that wouldn't be very good. Singapore would be good because it's like going to be nice. Yeah, well, it's going to be humid and all that, so you get to see street racing at night, and it's fucking awesome. Like you get to see the Formula One. And then through the streets of Singapore. Yeah, who wouldn't want to see that? So I think I think Austria Grand Prix would probably be one of the best ones to go to. Oh, and also Silverstone will also be, because that's where it originally started as well.
Okay.
Silverstone, yeah. So, if you want to go and see where it originally started, it would be Silverstone to get views and stuff like that. Be Austria to see more of the drivers, Australia, Singapore at night time, and Abu Dhabi as well. I think it's also at night time, and you get to see them do the donuts in their last race of the year as well. So you could get a lot of action during the Abu Dhabi race as well, because there could be a few points between constructor championships and stuff like that, so they're going to race it hard out. But at the moment, Max Verstappen's going to win this year. He's already won it pretty much out of the park. He's thrashing everyone else. Everyone else got no chance of catching up to him.
Yeah, everyone's been talking hot shit about that guy. So I've also got another question for you. What's been like the most exciting race that's been on this year, do you reckon?
I think Austria last week was...
Austria.
Austria was the one of the best. A lot of overtaking in that one was. And sorry, go back to the other question was Monaco is also... it's a very expensive one to go to and to watch.
Is that an Italian track?
No, Monaco.
I think of something else.
Monaco is Monaco, yeah. Italian is...
I'm thinking of the Italian one they race on. Anyway,
yeah, Monza.
Matter.
I think Monza.
That's the one.
Italy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the luxury shit and all that is Monaco. But what was your other question? Sorry about the other thing.
What's been the most exciting race this year? You already said that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, sorry. Austria is one of the best tracks to go to. Sorry, Austria was the best. Fuck. Austria was the best race so far this year.
So far this year, okay.
Yeah, there was a lot of overtaking, there was a lot of action happening, and it was quite thrilled.
Nail biting.
Yeah, no biting shit. Yeah, they had a safety car towards the end, and it kind of Max Verstappen had this big, massive lead again, but then Norris and the McLaren team were able to catch up to them, so it was kind of exciting. They were racing each other. It was Oscar versus Hamilton, I think it might have been. Whoever came third and fourth, like it was a fucking action-packed
race.
End of race, it was like they were focusing on that. They weren't focusing on the back of the field. They were focusing at the front. It was like really awesome to watch. Yeah.
Also, I've got one more question for you. Do you
go on.
think we should verse each other in a go-kart race?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask something like this. I reckon we should actually.
I think we should do it.
Yeah, record it on.
Yeah.
Have GoPro set up and stuff like that. Yeah, and record it. I reckon it'd be funny and hilarious.
Do you know any good go-kart places then? I suppose we can't say.
Yeah,
like
there
the
is.
actual places. Or
Yeah, there is a good go-kart place. I've only ever been to one for a friend's birthday party. That was out in Wanneroo, actually, next to Barbagallo Raceway. There's a little go-kart track there.
Was it outdoor or
Outdoor.
Oh,
One, yeah.
That'd be pretty sick, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man.
Yeah, a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah, lots of overtaking and lots of swearing and banter happening, I'm guessing. As well.
You can't really
Just
hear
for
anyone
fun?
talking or anything like that.
Oh, can't
I was screaming when I was overtaking a run. I was like screaming my head off. I was like, "Fuck yeah!" and like, and then
Get fucked.
oh yeah, I was like swearing
Yeah.
because I had this one prick who kept on pushing me off the track, and it was pissing me off. So I was fucking swearing at him and all that. Yeah, it wasn't one of my friends. It was like another group of friends that came along, and they were. But so the thing they didn't know about our friendship group was they've got like my friendship group, we've got 3 people that actually do go-kart racing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Okay.
they were thrashing everyone, and they're lighter than everyone else. So they're about 70, higher 70s kilograms. So while myself, I'm nearly 100, well, not nearly, I'm 94 kilos. At the time, I was 96.
Yeah.
I was having a lot of weight on the ground, so it was on the go-kart, so it wasn't performing as well as probably other cars and all that stuff were, but I was kind of overtaking some cars at the time as well. Probably because I got a bit more driving experience than the other guys did on the track
As well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I need to try that. I haven't done go-karting in years, for like 5-10 years, so
Oh wow, yeah, that
definitely
long ago.
got to go back and try it myself sometime again as well.
Yeah,
So
definitely. We should definitely do
hopefully
it.
can get to it.
Be really fun, I reckon.
Yeah, just do one
Yeah.
day out, just have fun with people.
Yeah.
And just record everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, record it. Yeah,
Yeah,
shit.
sure.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. So we should go on to your topic now, Stevo. You reckon?
Yep.
Yeah. So your topic today is quite interesting, actually. So you'll be talking about cameras and what else are you talking about? So cameras.
Oh, just camera brands, like the lenses you should use, some of the photography tips and video type stuff.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, as well. That's in, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be quite
Yeah.
exciting. So,
Yeah.
Stevo, can you tell us what makes a good camera?
Okay, so what makes a good camera really is like the feature set that comes with it. For example, things like 4K, 10-bit recording, basically like more color information, that type of shit.
A high bit rate, you mean?
High,
Yeah.
well, yeah, high
Yeah.
bitrate color,
Yeah.
whatever 10-bit,
Yeah.
whatever it's called. The lens selection, affordability, how much does it cost? And should you choose the lens, like a cheaper body for better lenses, that type of stuff.
Okay. And
well.
would you say necessarily if the more expensive the camera is, you reckon it's the better quality camera, or you reckon it just varies between like brands? You reckon? Because I know this is an extra question, but yeah.
Not necessarily. I think it really depends on how much you know the ecosystem and the camera as well, if you want the answer to be like that. And I think that it's either you go full frame or APS-C. Obviously, if you go APS-C, between all the brands, it's basically the same. The crop sensor. So instead of like a normal photo, it's like 1.5 times less, I believe, or something.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and you should, if you want like the best cameras, you should go for the full frame, because then you got the whole sensor and it's like
definitely
2-3
full
times
frame.
bigger.
Yeah.
So, and I believe that Sony and Fujifilm are the best at the moment from all the research I've done.
Okay.
I know that Nikon used to be one of the best as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what type of lenses would you recommend for a beginner that's doing probably photography and also videography as well?
Probably like an 18 to 55 millimeter, somewhere around that range,
Okay,
an okay zoom range. Because you can also do it at like family events. You know, when you go out, go at the street, do street photography, take photos of people. I don't really know the legalities with that. With taking photos of
you
people.
can
Just gotta
do,
blur their
but
photo.
you can do, but I think it depends if you've got permission, if they can clearly seen in the photo. In news, they can get away with it a little bit, unless they're recording children. They've got to be blurred out in a way as well.
Okay.
Yeah, or you can show children, but you can't see their face.
Can't see their face.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a bit more legal shit to it, a bit more. Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, than there actually. Yeah. So yeah, you recommend a 18 to 55 mil lens for a beginner.
Yes.
Yep.
Or even if it says like up to 45 millimeter, like a 15 to 45 millimeter, if that's possible.
Yeah.
Because that's also, it's not as good as the other one, but it's still a good beginner one to like go out, take photos of animals and shit. Unless you got to take photos of birds and stuff.
Yeah.
Then of course you need a longer range one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Because the 18 is a little bit wide, and 55 you can change it. Well, you can change it to a bit more closer. Not much closer, but it's still pretty close to get what you want to take photo of.
What you want to take, yeah.
There's a little bit of a zoom in it, yeah.
Because if you're doing landscapes or something, that's okay as well.
Yeah, it's still pretty
That's
good
not
for
too bad.
landscapes, yeah.
If you're in the sun.
Yeah, that's for sure. Which camera brand has the best colors in your option?
I would say it's probably Fujifilm. I just from what I've seen, like, because my experience is Nikon and Fujifilm. So the Nikon colors were pretty decent, I thought, not too bad.
That's usually true, yeah.
But the Fujifilm it's just that much higher. I reckon.
Okay. It's got a bit of competition.
Yeah, and just all the color modes and stuff you can do on their new cameras now. Like they've got the black and white mode, you got the saturation mode. It's like putting a Photoshop filter, but it's built into the camera.
Oh, okay. Into
So
the camera,
basically,
yeah.
you can just filter through each mode, and yeah, it really adds to each photo. You can edit them on the fly. So you take a photo, then you can put the color profile on it.
Oh,
on the
wow.
actual
Already
camera as well
Shit, okay.
with it now. Yeah, so they're getting pretty sophisticated.
Yeah, shit.
now.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's getting pretty decent.
Yeah, they'll save a lot of time for a lot of photographers and stuff like that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, on the flow, doing it right there and then.
because a lot of the photographers, they love that black and white look, that old look for some
Yeah, yep.
reason. You got some of them who love doing the black and white every time they take a photo. I think it's a little bit, it's okay for some photos, like, you're taking a photo of a museum, like an older,
Yeah, or portrait maybe as well.
yeah, portrait, a building, but I think like you shouldn't do the black and white all the time. I think
Yeah.
it should be like a special occasion.
I think
mode,
some
I
people
reckon.
specialize in black and white stuff, while other people just take photo of color. But usually black and white, you can see detail. That's why people do black and white, because the detail. While in color, it kind of gets the colors kind of blend with each other, and it kind of cancels out that detail that they want in the photo. That's why they take a lot of black and white photos. Yeah. But as you're saying, it works for some photos, but doesn't work for a lot. And
Other photos. They're trying to get that moody look.
yeah,
Maybe if it's a portrait of themselves or something.
yeah. It just
That's
depends
also,
on the photographer. Yeah,
Yeah, as well.
when you're a photographer that only did black and white, and all of his photos did black and white, but there's other photographers out there who just do color and all that kind of stuff and don't like black and white.
Black and white as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What do you reckon is more important, like the body or the lens?
Definitely the lens. I mean, the body, obviously it's important, it's the sensor and all that, the way you hold it and you handle it and all that. But I think that the lens is more important, because the lens is the ecosystem that you buy into when you buy a camera, because, you've got lenses yourself from years ago that you probably still use on that Nikon camera. And, if you switch to a new Nikon, it's still there. You can plug it in. It's a future investment.
Not really.
Why can't you do that with your?
No, I
with a new
can't do.
one?
No. Yeah. So
Well, you could.
I think I got the D series. They've got the other series out now, and you can't connect their lenses together, so you have to actually go and buy a whole new heap of lenses.
Oh.
Yeah, because mine's a half crop, I think, camera, while for the lenses that that I use for half crop, I think.
Yeah.
While they've got cameras out now that have got full frame photos, so you can need a full frame lens for it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So it won't actually attach to the.
Won't attach. No, different microchip as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. But you are correct as well at the same time. Broadcast cameras do use the same lenses.
As well.
Yeah, as well, yeah. So you could use a Fujian and Canon with a Grass Valley, Sony, Panasonic camera. You can use them all. Doesn't matter which lens camera you've got. They're both kind of the same. But they do have their aspects of different, how good the quality is and all that. So you can actually, if working in broadcasts, trucks and stuff like that, you can actually notice the difference between the lenses and cameras and that you're using kind of in a way as well. Yeah.
The quality, the build, the style of it as well.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit hard to explain, a lot of detail on it, but yeah, you can actually. I do work in the truck every now and then, and I can see the difference between the lenses and all that. Don't know if it's their age or if it's just due to
the way they were built.
Yeah, the way they're built or the brands.
Yeah.
But they do fit into every broadcast camera.
As well.
So sorry to interrupt you there.
No, that's all right.
Yeah. So yeah, you do have a correct. You are correct. Yeah, it does matter. Well, the lens is important as well as the camera. Yeah.
Obviously, if you're going to full frame from APS-C to full frame, you have to restart. But that's why most people should just go. That's why when they buy a camera, they should just make a buying decision. Do I want to go into this ecosystem or this ecosystem?
Yeah, I would probably recommend full frame. I reckon.
Yeah. Well, nowadays, if you can definitely save up more and go for the full frame if you can afford it, because it's going to be amazing,
high
the
quality.
way everything looks. Yeah, so
and you can actually cut it down as well as in Photoshop and stuff like that. You can cut it down.
Yeah, crop it or especially those full frame ones. A lot of them are going to like 6K, 8K now. So do like ultra zoom and all this other shit that people love to do on Photoshop. And and how Photoshop has this AI thing now that enhances pictures and
that's true as well.
It's crazy, all this new tech as well.
It is getting out there. It's getting out. Speaking of tech and all that, accessories to cameras, which ones would you recommend?
So the accessories I'd recommend is something like a microphone to the camera.
Oh, to the camera, yeah.
Just plug it into the headphone jack and set it up in the settings. Because the built-in speakers on most cameras are dog shit, to be frank. Obviously, for some it's good. Like I know I heard Sony, they're pretty decent, but most of them are not. And also like a flash gun. For into photography, you need a flash gun, I would say.
Flash gun, yeah.
That's a pretty important one, especially if you're shooting indoors, but it's also very useful outdoors for bouncing the light off and everything. If you're doing portraits, family photos, and all that type of shit as well. Yeah, with that stuff.
True. Yeah.
A tripod, obviously. If you want to get a stable shot. And if you don't have a camera that's got IBIS, which is like the built-in stabilization thing that some cameras have now.
Yeah.
Which can help, obviously, but still got to hold the camera very close to yourself. You're doing handheld, like I don't know, like
videography. Videography.
Yeah, pardon?
Videography.
Yeah, videography. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, photography and videography.
Yeah.
Yes. What else with the accessory? The accessory.
Well, would you recommend gimbals and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, I'd recommend gimbals as well if you're mainly a video person.
Yeah.
Obviously for photo, I don't know if that would be very useful for photo.
No, definitely not for photos.
No, that's not for photo. So, if you're more of a cinematic type of person and you like getting some cinematic shots for Instagram or because that's all the rage these days, being popular on Insta with your stories and all that shit. So, it could be useful.
Would you recommend like an actual gimbal where you hold it in one hand, or would you recommend the two holding ones where you hold it in two hands? Which one would you recommend? For beginning and an advanced person.
Probably if you're a beginner, probably the one hand one. If you're like more of a vlogger or something, and you just like take photos of nature, animals and shit. But yeah, if you're doing like shooting like a film or something, you would need that two-hand one.
Two-hand one, yeah.
It's just a lot more stable, and it's just easier to get the shot that you're imagining in your mind to come to life. I reckon.
Yeah,
you can like
true.
focus more on the camera than the actual thing that you're holding. Of course,
that's true.
And focus on the shots.
Now you can also get like built-in zoom and focus and all that as well on the two-hand thing as well.
Oh, can you?
And the one hand you can get, you can actually hold it one hand and they have like I think also like a little remote as well. You can actually have two hands while you're carrying the camera, and I think you can actually also do that as well with the latest technology and shit like that. Yeah.
Damn, it's pretty unreal.
Yeah. I think not 100% sure, but I think. Actually, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can actually do that now.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bit expensive though. Yeah.
Yeah, because the autofocus is getting pretty impressive now on some of these new cameras.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah.
It's getting to a point where, well, I was going to say it's getting to a point where you won't need manual, but you always need manual. Focus, because it's always better for situations that you're going towards.
I think for sport, it's more needed for manual focusing. Because you can always get that right. But with film as well, you need manual focus, like making movies. But with autofocus, it's more about, for beginners type stuff, and also if you just can't be bothered as well. Autofocus is good for
doing the focus. Yeah. and if like a dog is running around frantically and you can't control it, of course, it's a dog. So you would have to like do it like an eye tracking auto thing that a lot of these Sony cameras can do now too.
Yeah, that's true.
Tracks both eyes, and
how many batteries would you recommend for a long shoot?
I'd probably recommend 4 or 5 batteries if we're talking about like a DSLR, right? Like a mirror,
DSLR,
one of those newer ones. Yeah,
I wouldn't be talking about an RE or a Red camera.
Yeah, so probably like 4 or 5. On my camera, I've got 3 right now, and I think that's more than sufficient at the moment. But maybe upgrade to 4. I think 4 would be enough eventually. Yeah, because you're not going to be there the whole day. I mean, you don't mean like a 10-hour shoot, do you? Or
probably 10 hours. Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah, it'll just say 10-hour shoot. Yeah,
probably 5 batteries then. If you're doing a 10-hour shoot.
I reckon one more just in case as well, just the spare one.
Yeah, maybe just a spare one as well. Ask someone to bring one over.
Yeah, or charge it up or something like that as well. Charge it up.
Yeah. Or charge it in between shots.
Oh yeah, sorry. Is auto mode a good idea for starting out?
Auto mode is a good idea for starting out, but I recommend experimenting with manual a lot more. Like you can do auto maybe for like a week or 2, and then you think, okay, this isn't getting what I want, this picture and this video, so I'm going to switch to manual. It's a bit daunting because you got the ISO, you got the shutter speed, you got all that shit. But you just got to experiment, take different photos at different shutter speeds, and with the ISO, just check that there's not as much noise. Noise as in like dots and grain that you see.
Oh, okay, Yep. All right. I think you've answered all the questions that have been needed to be asked, I reckon.
Okay.
Yeah. So
a little bit more.
Oh, have you got more, have you?
I was just saying like more in detail, was it?
Oh yeah. No, I think you've gone pretty much straight into it all. Like the questions that we've kind of had in my head, type of thing like that, to ask during this podcast as well. So I saw the opening night of the film premiere, of Mission Impossible, and Stevo just watched it the other night. And we're going to be talking about a little bit of film review for Mission Impossible. I think it's part 1 or something like that.
Yeah, Dead Reckoning part 1.
That's the one. So what are your thoughts on the film, Stevo? What did you reckon about it?
I think it was really good. I really enjoyed the action, the intro sequence, the whole airport thing. That was pretty cool. I had those glasses where you could see things.
Oh yeah,
with it on and off as well. I didn't think it was as good as the last movie, but I don't know if it's because of COVID. They had lots of COVID issues filming the movie. They probably did. So I think they did a really good job.
Okay, yeah. I think it was a very really good film actually. It was the whole time I was watching it, I was on the edge of my seat. I actually forgot about my popcorn, eating it. And that's how I got into the film and all that, and actually even forgot to drink my drink as well. So it's one of those films where you go, oh shit, like what's going to happen next? And like, is he going to die or is he not going to die and stuff like that? Like, you obviously know he's not going to die, but yeah, it's kind of like one of those films where you go, oh fuck, you know he's not going to die, but you know there could be a way he could die or something like that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of danger in the pursuit and everything, and how he always wears the face mask. He always pretends to be someone else and wears the face mask. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
They got that mask machine thing.
That's pretty cool, that one. Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
So what was your favourite scene in the film, Stevo?
My favourite scene was probably the stunt that they've been talking about, him going off the mountain with the bike.
Oh, the bike, the bike one.
That was crazy, I thought. And the stunt with the train as well, I don't know if they did that for real as well, but that one was pretty insane.
I think it's a little bit fake, but it's also real as well.
Real as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it's most practical as possible, making it safe as possible, because obviously you wouldn't have a train that would...
Oh, that would derail. Yeah.
The derailing, yeah. I don't think that would be... It's not realistic, but they would have it kind of in a way where it's practical as possible. A little bit of CGI involved, obviously, as well. But it's used for the right reasons, CGI in this film, and that's what I liked about it. It was it was a full-on practical movie in a way.
Yeah,
to a certain extent. Yeah,
a lot of the scenes at the end as well when he parachutes to the car. Do you think that was practical when it shows him parachuting down to the ground near the end, or do you think that was green screen? Because I couldn't figure out that one.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of green screened, or it's probably green screened, or it's probably done like on a LED screen with the car that's on a treadmill or something like that, and they've kind of like just craned him inside of the car. That's what it could have happened as well. I'm not 100% sure, but it's one of my things of how they could have done it as well.
So what did you think of Haley Atwell in the movie? His partner,
Haley Atwell,
the thief.
The thief.
Throughout the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the one that plays Agent Carter, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
it's pretty hot, eh?
I can say this now. Yeah. I thought she was amazing, beautiful.
No.
So. Oh, yeah, no, you've kind of caught me off guard there, that one. I was not thinking about her at all until then. Oh, damn. Okay, yeah, so, I think she was really good. I think she played a really good role in that film. Didn't she die, or was that someone who...
basically his romance from like the last film or the one before that got killed off. But they kind of hints that she's still alive, because at the start of the movie they say she faked her death.
That's true.
As well, it's a specialty or some bullshit. Right. So we'll see what happens in the next one.
Yeah, definitely see what happens. Yeah, because there's a part 2 coming. Yeah,
next year.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the last Mission Impossible film. I think the next one. I think. Don't take my word for it. I don't know, but that's what a rumor I've heard.
Yeah, I thought it was as well. Why else would you split it up into 2 parts? It's like saying farewell to his franchise since he was young.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Well, it's not like a Marvel film where they like have part 1 and they have like 15 other films and TV shows, and then here's a part 2 now. Like, fucking hell. That's I think overall it's a very good film. It kind of kept you on your edge of your seat. I've literally, as I said, I forgot my popcorn, forgot my drink during the film. So I think it's a very good action-packed film.
Yeah, I do as well. I think it's the best film since John Wick 4. I really enjoyed John Wick as well.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen John Wick.
Oh.
Yeah,
it should be on Netflix in a few months.
Oh, okay.
So maybe just keep an eye out for that one.
Yeah, have to give it. Yeah. There you go, guys. There's another film, John Wick as well. Stevo recommended. Yeah. And what score would you give out of 10, Stevo?
I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
I just didn't hit a 9 for me because I thought the story could have been a little bit better, because it's just about this AI thing trying to take over the world. It was a little bit generic, but it's a spy movie. Yeah. I suppose it has to be, but
I'll probably give it an 8.5 as well. Well, not as well, but an 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah, story as you said, yeah, AI stuff. It's already been done, dusted type of thing. But I think it's still a pretty good film. And it actually, I'll change it to 9 actually, because the story let it down, but
the action brought it up.
The action brought it up, yeah.
Yeah.
And the acting wasn't too bad either in the film. You couldn't really complain about it.
Yeah, none. There was a lot of all the female actors were really hot, and they held their own as well.
Yeah,
they weren't
and
damsel in distress.
And also the male actors as well,
Yeah.
the females as well. Yeah, and the male audiences. Yeah, both genders were quite attractive looking people for their age and all that kind of stuff as well. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was
yeah.
showing off. Yeah.
Yeah. But I will have to say one of the actors happened to look like one of my ex-girlfriends as well, so that kind of let it down. That's what I was thinking when I saw the film. I was like, for fuck's sake.
When she popped up.
Yeah, that really ruined it for me, that shit. Couldn't stop thinking about it. I was like, for fuck's sake, get it. I'm glad that character did die in the film as well.
Oh, it was
Pretty
Tom Cruise's girlfriend.
No.
it?
No. It was like a bad character that ended up turning good, and she died.
Oh, okay.
I was like, yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I felt sorry that the character died, but I was like, because it looked like my ex-girlfriend. Sorry, not my girlfriend. My ex-girlfriend. I was like, yeah, nah.
Yeah.
It has to go. The character has to
It's
go.
good that she perished.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
nothing to do with the actor. I haven't got anything problem with the actor. It's just that she looked like my ex-girlfriend, and the makeup didn't help it either.
Yeah. Looked pretty similar.
Yeah. It's nothing to do with the film or anything like or the actor. It's not their fault. Yeah. I just didn't like that actor because it looked like my ex-girlfriend. Yeah.
Girlfriend the whole time.
Yeah. And that's all I could think about when she came up. Every single scene she came up, that's what I thought about. I was like,
Did the sword remind you of her as well?
the sword.
Yeah, the katana that she used. Like she had that samurai type.
Oh,
sword
the
as
katana
well.
sword. That's
Well,
right.
probably not.
I can't fully remember the film
Yeah.
as well because I've watched it weeks and weeks ago.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
A week before the public saw it, was it?
Yeah, a week before. Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Yeah, a week before the public saw
Yeah,
it.
it's been ages since you
Yeah.
watched it then. Shit. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a special screening for it, for that film. But overall, it was a very good film. I highly recommended it. And I've told people at work and people I know that it's a good film to go and watch, go and check it out. And if you do get a chance, go and watch it in IMAX. Like, obviously not the full-on IMAX screen, but on IMAX, like it's a digital IMAX screen. I recommend to watch it to get that full atmosphere of the whole action, viewing it, and also the audio as well. In Innaloo, I think Innaloo, Whitford event, Whitford is where I watched it, and they've got an IMAX screen there. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
That's where, yeah. Is it VMAX? Is it? Oh, VMAX.
Oh,
sorry,
VMAX.
VMAX.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thanks for that, director. VMAX screen. Oh, did you go? Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did go to the same one, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah, you got I think it's a 7.1 audio system that's got a subwoofer underneath you, and you get the whole action in it. Doesn't matter where you sit in the actual movie theater. Very good sound quality at Whitford. Event
Cinemas Whitford.
Yeah, Event Cinemas Whitford. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think there is an IMAX in event in Innaloo as well.
No, there is no IMAX.
Oh, isn't there really?
No.
Oh shit. Okay, that's VMAX. Is it still?
Event all VMAX. White says extreme.
Oh, extreme screen. Yeah. All right, I'm getting this all wrong now. Sorry. VMAX. Sorry. Yes. Watch them in VMAX.
Watch it.
Yeah. If you want a bit of luxury, if you're in Perth, go to Palace Cinema.
You also got Reading Cinema.
Yeah, Reading
That's
Cinema,
the one. That's one I go to. It's really good.
Yeah, Reading's actually a very good movie theater as well.
It's one of the best ones.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
And it's nice, nicely, what's the word I'm looking for?
Nice seats
Yeah, nice seating. It's also nicely priced. That's the one I was looking
as
for.
well.
Yeah, it's nicely priced for people that might be on a budget or something like that. Reading Cinema, I highly recommend to go to watch a film if you're under a budget and stuff like that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you should definitely watch the last one before this one. It's even better, in my opinion, because he did the practical helicopter stunt where he flies the helicopter during the last fight scene, and it's all real as well.
Oh, okay,
He's
yeah.
flying the chopper for real. That was fucking insane.
Oh,
as
wow,
well.
okay, yeah. I think he
Yeah.
had a helicopter crash through that one, I think.
Oh, did he?
I think, yeah.
Well, like a real one.
Yeah, real
Oh,
one.
wow.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think something went wrong or something. I think. So I don't take my word for it, but yeah, I think something did happen. Yeah, during that helicopter scene, during that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he broke his leg. There's a scene where he jumps onto another roof, and if you slow it down, you can see that he broke his leg.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and he's still
Yeah.
continuing with the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's a very good stunt person, and the fact that he acts in the film as well, shit, that's got a lot riding on you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to get this new Mission Impossible to $1 billion then, like Top Gun. We need more movies like this, and I was going to say probably a bit less Marvel, just a bit less CGI type movies. We
Yeah.
need more practical to come back. It's a lot
Yeah.
more interesting when you
Yeah.
see the practical.
Yeah, definitely needs to come back the more of the action and practical effects stuff, because I think people are getting sick of CGI now. Like a lot of green screen shit and all that kind of happening. I think people are just getting sick of it. Marvel, Disney, they're the corporates of it. They're done too much of it now, and it's kind of ruining the rest of the industry in a way of how it's happening. Well, with green CGI shit and all that kind of happening.
Yeah, and the de-aging of actors, like the newest Indiana Jones, they made Harrison Ford look 20 or 30 or something,
Oh,
but like
okay,
de-aging his face, but
Yep.
it looks like something out of like a PS2 game or something. The technology isn't there yet
Isn't there yet? Yeah.
to de-age people's
Yeah.
face. I don't reckon. Yeah.
And also, I think one of the people that owns Disney or CEOs or something like that is going to get fired soon.
Oh, really? Oh, Kathleen Kennedy?
Yeah,
Is that
that's the one. I think she's going
Oh,
to get
yeah.
fired. From what I heard, she's going to get fired.
That's good news.
Yeah. Because Disney has every single film that Disney has brought out this year has not made a profit in the cinemas.
Really? Not a
Yeah.
single one?
No, none of them. No.
Fucking hell. So people are like boycotting.
Yeah,
Boycotting it
All their
now.
movies are flopped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
And
Okay.
the Indiana Jones film that flopped. The one of the Marvel films that have just come out that flopped as well.
Ant-Man?
Yeah, Ant-Man that
Yeah.
flopped big time.
Yeah.
That one. And there's also one that Pixar made as well. That flopped as well. None of them have made their budget. And I think they've spent about $2 billion in films this year, well, that have come out, and they've only made like 120 billion.
Million.
$1.2 billion. But that's not without profit. That's how much they've lost about 800 million in profit. In $800 million in their films because they're flopped.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. So
That's the statistics I've heard from a TikTok video.
is this Kathleen, is she the head of Disney, or what is?
I don't know what her role is, but
Okay.
she's the corporate behind of why these movies are flopping in the cinemas.
I think she's got a lead role in why Star Wars got so bad. I think she's one of the,
Yeah, I think
the
that's
highest
also-
people. I don't know if it's got anything to do with that, why they're getting rid of her.
I think so in a way, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the Star Wars shit's selling anymore either. It should be selling because it's pretty awesome stuff, but because I think the low quality of what they're producing for Star Wars, they're just knocking movies out and TV shows left, right, and center.
Yeah, like No
Star-
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's overselling big. But back in the day when it first came out, when like New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and then Part 1, 2, 3, and I've forgotten, probably The Phantom Menace or something. Is that?
Yeah.
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 When they were out, like they were kind of like a few years apart and all that. And at that time, it was like the perfect time for events. Like people never heard of this stuff before, and that's why it sold back then. And then now it's kind of like, oh yeah, everyone knows that shit type of thing. But they've got to kind of portray it a bit more as the more advanced, more technology type stuff that people probably haven't thought about. Change some stuff around
Yeah,
a
that's
little bit.
that's the problem. George was always innovating Star Wars, and now since Disney's taken over, there's
no
no
thought. Yeah.
there's no real like logical outside thinking to try to expand technology with Star Wars, because that's
Yeah.
what George always tried to do.
Yeah, that's what and also Walt Disney did that too, like with his rides and all that type of stuff. He did that as well. He thought, okay, well, we've got this ride idea. How can we have it make it? How can we make it happen? And then that's try and advance on it as well. And he was always thinking of ahead, like, let's make it better. Let's make it better. Let's make it better. Like that's how I think that's how they should be going back to thinking, like, how can we make this better?
Yeah, instead of how can we make a quick buck, and think about a good script and that too.
Yeah.
Get good writers. Don't just hire any old writer. Oh, she did this one show, let's hire her for a whole movie. Like what?
Yeah.
Like they're bringing Ray back in the new Star Wars, and they're hiring someone who's only done like one show or movie. And I thought, are you serious, man? Like,
I think because there's a legal
fail.
battle. There's a legal battle happening over in America at the moment with the Freeders.
Is that why?
No, not the Freeders. The Writers Guild over in America.
Okay.
A lot of the ones that have been working industry and all that for years and years and years and years, not hundreds. I was just about going to say hundreds. The ones that have been working there for years, like ones that have written big scripts that are out there, they're getting overtaken by AI.
Oh, really? AI is writing movies now.
Yeah, AI,
that's crazy.
Also they're there's other things happening as well. Like they've been making, like, say they've been part of the Star Wars scripting. So this is, for example, right? So they've been part of that for years and years and years, and then as you said, they're choosing someone. Oh yeah, I've got this really cheap idea. Like, let's make it really cheap. Or I'm really cheap, hire me. And then this person that's been working on Star Wars for years loses his scripting role because they've chosen someone that's cheap and hasn't got the experience of what they've built Star Wars into.
Yeah.
For example.
Beforehand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beforehand, yeah.
Right.
Or they're not choosing the people that are experienced enough for what their role. And also AI is taking over in scripting stuff.
Over as well.
Yeah, that's why they're knocking out content all the time, because AI is taking over.
That means there's going to be no creative soul in any movie anymore, though. That's very dangerous.
It is dangerous.
They
in a
should
way, but
not do it.
they shouldn't do it, but they should also say that, okay, well, this film, they should be legally to say, okay, well, this film is like scripted by a AI technology and written by AI technology.
Right.
So people understand, okay, this is an AI film rather than an actual human-made, human-written film. I reckon that's what they should do. Yeah.
And AI chose the actors for this film as well. If they did that.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
The casting.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, in a way, AI is taking over in that kind of way. So to reduce what they have to spend on the film and stuff like that as well. Like they're trying to cut corners.
Costs and shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's probably another reason why these movies are flopping as well, because of that as well. I don't know, but yeah, Disney has lost a lot of profit. Hollywood's not making as much money as it used to. Most of their movies are flopping over there. And I think it's to do with the high costing of living as well.
Yeah. No one wants to go to the cinema. They just want to watch it on the TV now.
Yeah, well, you've got like 50 million bloody streaming services, and people can't really afford to go back to the cinemas, like just to go out and all that. So people are like, oh, I'll just watch it at home.
Yeah, I'll just wait till it releases on Netflix.
Yeah, or Disney Plus.
Yeah,
Disney Plus has a really short turnaround with that kind of stuff. So that, they've got a really short turnaround of what movies. So they'll release it and then they'll just chuck it straight into Disney Plus.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
I get it back.
Yeah, so I think that's why also Disney is failing as well. And Hollywood is filming because they're just chucking it straight onto the streaming services without actually thinking about
their profits.
Yeah, profits and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you noticing there's a difference between the audio and all that kind of stuff?
What do you mean?
Okay, you're not noticing it?
Well, like between our two mics or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think it's to do with the. I think it might be something to do with the desk. I've got a voice filter, I think, cut out on it.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll sort that out. We'll try and figure all this technology
out
stuff
another
next.
time.
Yeah, next episode.
Next episode.
Speaking of next episode, we're not sure what we'll be talking about yet. We haven't discussed that, but we will keep you guys noted. Keep you guys noted on our social media at the bottom at the screen here.
At the bottom.
Yeah, at the bottom.
There.
Yeah.
There. Wherever it'll be.
Wherever it'll be on the screen. Yeah, it'll be right there.
It'll be there.
So we'll keep you guys updated what we're talking about. Highlights of this stream as well. What we've talked about and
Instagram Reels, TikToks.
Yeah, TikToks.
Start doing that again.
They'll be back again as well. Yeah.
Try to get them on there.
Very big episode. We're going to say welcome back, everyone, and this is our end of our podcast for this episode 1, which was about Formula 1 camera topics and Mission Impossible.
Possible and Disney, I suppose. Yeah,
Disney
got into a rant of Disney again.
Alrighty,
Disney.
that's a typical MaasStaple podcast talking about Disney. All right, catch you later, guys.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
MaasStaple.